Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Boo! Settle down. Settle. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. And we meet every morning. We talk about the news and politics and coffee and werewolves, aliens, transgender stuff, way more than we want to. And all kinds of stuff. We talk about stuff every morning while we drink our coffee and start the day. And this is going to be the best day that has ever existed. It in fact is the best day that has ever existed. We have a new time for our show. We are now doing our show at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that is not because of Deacon. And that is not because of me. And that is not because of you. Even though we love you, we don't love you that much. We're doing the show because my kids are going to school and this is why we got to do it. So,
have you taken meth and or 18 pots of coffee this morning? Because your yang has got my yin all like, I hate the world. It sucks.
As I ascend, you descend.
That's right.
We counterbalance each other.
Jesus Christ, shut up.
In how many ways do we counterbalance each other? I got a collar, you got no collar.
Yeah, it's glasses, no glasses. That's great.
Good morning. I thought you got to do your talk time at the top of the hour.
I have 10 seconds here.
All right.
No, we were.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I have tweeted out the show. I did my tweet job. I'm ready here to talk to you guys in the chat. So if you're watching us on rumble.com/JJW, that's the best place to watch us. You could be watching us on YouTube or Twitch or Kick or something like that. I don't know. But the best place is Rumble. Rumble's the best place. They'll let you have opinions. They'll let you have free speech. They'll let you have the right to be wrong. It's okay. Today we've got a bunch of news on the story. Believe it or not, there's one or two stories that potentially might color your perception of our political presidency as maybe not totally on the up and up. So there's a couple stories. We're going to have to look into that. There's some other political news. We got some legal stories to talk about. And we got at least one kind of fun thing at the back of the hour. So we're going to be here for the next hour talking news and stuff. Let me check my Rumble feed to make sure the Rumble feed is working.
I haven't even logged on to Discord this morning, so I apologize.
I sent you a message. I was like, bro, I'm dropping my kids off. I'm trying to be back on time. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Okay, I'm just not getting that message. So cool, buddy. You're good. All right, so
we like to start every day with a song. Let's do a song. Hey, David.
Yeah. So this week I am adding songs that I thought are kind of folky. JJ likes the kind of bluegrassy, folky type stuff, and so today's kind of fits. It's been labeled as a classic rock song for so long that I just hate the fact that I hate the labels. I hate labels. So I thought, man, this can be added to our list this morning because we lost a great classic rocker here recently, Robbie Robertson of the band.
I saw that in the news.
Guitarist and vocalist for the band called The Band, and the band was around in the 70s, the late 60s, throughout the 70s, and they were great. There is a documentary called The Last Waltz it's a documentary on a concert, their last concert. It's great. I haven't seen it in years. So the song that we're adding today to the Discord server over on Rumble, it's over there above JJ's head. Rumble on Discord. Our playlist is Up on Cripple Creek by the band. Sorry, my brain's all scatterbrained this morning trying to do three things.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Robbie Robertson wrote this song, wrote The Wait, wrote several songs Levon Helm, I think, is the one. I don't know. I think Levon sings this song. Levon Helm was their drummer, and he was also a singer. And as a drummer, I have never been one of those drummers that could sing at the same time. And there's several of those that can do that. And I've always just kind of stand up and applauded those drummers. If you're a drummer that can sing and keep a beat and play at the same time, it's great. Did you know Karen? You remember Karen Carpenter? You know, the most beautiful voice of Karen Carpenter from the Carpenters.
Right.
You know,
I was going to say from the Carpenters, but anyone else stupid.
She was one of those drummers that could sing. She was a drummer. She was the Carpenters drummer. Yeah, it's good stuff there. So check out the band up on Cripple Creek today, added to our playlist. But if you want to, like I say there, if you haven't seen The Last Waltz, it's so good. The music, it's so good. It's so.
I mean, I like this. This guy. I like it. I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of like the folksy.
Yeah, it's kind
rock,
of a folksy
rock.
southern rock, country rock. That's a perfect way to describe it. For country rock, you know. So the good stuff. Check it out. Our song of the day.
For the one person that's watching this new, don't think that I'm a big country fan. I'm not. I'm the first one to jump on to sing White Lines. So, like, you know. So for me, finding folksy country stuff that I'm like, oh, this is great. I mean, you know, but hey,
yeah, this week was all about
diversity.
Yeah, we all have diversity. This week was all about opening JJ's brain to this type of music because
different stuff.
I have a plethora of musical knowledge. I have more musical knowledge that I forgot than he will ever know. And I'm not saying anything bad about you. We have our strengths, but I've forgotten more stuff about music than you will ever know. So I'm just trying to open your brain to stuff that maybe you've never heard before. That
we do different things.
Yeah.
And as far as the drumming and singing at the same time, human beings are incredible creatures that you can have multiple like parts of your brain doing different things at the same time, and yet can't find your keys.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's something that is that all drummers will say. I've said this a bunch of times when people ask you, what does it take to be a drummer? Or how can you be a drummer? Or what, how can I be a drummer? I've always used this as a joke, but me and my brother are like, this is kind of serious now. If you think that you want to sit behind a drum set and play a drum set and you don't know if you'd be any good at it or not, I've got one simple test. Can you rub your head and can you rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time?
Yeah, because you got to do different things.
You cannot
at the same time
while tapping your foot.
Yeah,
tapping their foot to a different beat.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, you can't play the drums. You have to allocate your brain to do certain things.
Unless you're Dave Grohl, you're probably not going to be the most famous person in the band.
That's right.
Really?
Dave Grohl was not the most famous person in the band until he started his own band and became the lead singer and guitarist.
Hold on. I'm gonna name another one, and people will know about it, but they won't know his name, but you will. Ready? Here it is. Another famous drummer. The guy from Def Leppard, right? The one-arm drummer from Def Leppard.
Yeah, Rick Allen.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to think. I was like, oh no, Rick Allen. Yeah.
Now is Rick famous for drumming?
Rick Allen lost his arm. It's the early Def Leppard albums. He had both arms. He was in a car accident and lost his arm, and because of Rick Allen and oh no, I can't think of the other guy's name. Rick Allen and this other guy basically developed a drum kit for Rick. If you've never seen Rick Allen play on the Hysteria tour and stuff, after he had just one arm, look at his kit. Just go YouTube a video of Rick Allen playing Def Leppard video, and he's got like 30 pedals for his feet because he is responsible for basically the electronic drums that we have today. He and this man invented electronic drums so that Rick could play with one arm. So when you hear
amazing
that, doom, doom, cha, doom, doom, he's keeping the freaking steady beat with this, but he's doing the bass.
Yeah.
If you watch him, he's doing this the whole time with his feet while he's
hitting the rims or
it's
symbols and
freaking
stuff.
amazing, man.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
amazing.
All right, we
that's
have
enough
so
for me.
much to get into. Oh, whoop! I forgot to push the wrong button there. All right, we got so much stuff to cover. Here we
You
go.
like my shirt? You ever listen to this? You ever listen to this podcast?
Oh my gosh, you still have one? Mine got washed off and tossed away a long time ago.
No.
I'm really working on trying to get a new shirt. You didn't seem too interested in the last one I threw at you, my Human Lives Matter shirt. So
there's a train.
Too interested. I think I was thinking maybe I'll turn that into a coffee mug. I don't know.
I think that would be a better coffee mug. I was doing something
so
when you said that, and I was pretty busy, and I was meant to say, I'm not going to wear a barcode shirt around town. That'd be a better coffee mug.
Maybe a better coffee mug. Okay. Let's see. Today's title of the show, you saw it a few minutes ago, but it's not bribery. Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan, they just pay for access and favors. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is crazy. All right, guys. Good morning. This is Your Two Dads, and this is news you can trust from people you can't. Here we go.
I love that, by the way. That's great.
I think it's pretty good. So your boy Comer from Kentucky, from the next county over?
He's like from just a county over from me. Yeah.
This guy is like a dog on a bone with these Bidens, and he is not going to let them get away with it. Yeah, right. I'm not. Every day I see Comer subpoena, Comer this, Comer that. I'm like, dude, we're going to see Comer death announcement. Yeah, Comer in a coma. That's going to happen. Oh, it was a vaccine. Oh my gosh. It wasn't the vaccine. It's not medical information. It's a joke. YouTube. Get off your whatever it is. The Biden family business received $20 million from Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan, while President Joe Biden was vice president in the Obama administration, the White House Oversight Committee, James Comer from Kentucky, revealed. The committee previously unveiled 2 tranches of Biden business bank records. These show that Biden businesses received $10 million from business schemes in Romania and China. In total, 9 Biden family members received payments from foreign business ventures, including 2 of Joe Biden's grandchildren. Look, I don't know how.
You?
It doesn't surprise me.
Joe Biden, remember the most criminal freaking organization. So there's only one solution. There's only one thing that you can pull that back up. Pull it back up.
Yeah.
There's only one thing that.
Oh, where'd he go?
I don't know.
Here you go.
There's only one thing. So the Biden family. Go on. You're scrolling down. Stop.
What do you want to see? I don't know what you want to see.
Right there. Stop.
Okay.
Stop. Just leave it alone. Quit scrolling. The Biden family business received over $20 million from Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan while President Joe Biden was vice president in the Obama administration, the House Oversight Committee chair James Comer revealed. Okay? There's only one thing that needs to be done now that this has been revealed.
Okay.
We've got to arrest Trump.
Yeah, of course. We need to indict Trump again somehow. We need some more indictments on Trump.
Something. Is there like some 1800s KKK law that we can? That's already been done. Oh wait, we're already doing that. Sorry, we've already done that. Let's
subpoena his entire Twitter history. Let's do that. Oh, they did that too. Did you know that? The guy prosecuting Trump, he sued or did a subpoena against Twitter for all of Trump's Twitter history, even the secret stuff, the stuff that you delete or don't post or whatever. And then when Twitter was a little slow turning that data over, it fined Twitter $350,000. I mean, now this 20 million is in addition to the 10 million I heard about before. So we're now talking $30 million in bribes that have been revealed about the Biden administration.
That have been revealed.
Yeah, there are other business records that have not been revealed.
All that there is. Then
I know people like to look at text, so I'm just going to scroll down here. The committee previously posted bank records about Hunter Biden and Devin Archer that used Rosemont Seneca entities to bring in millions of dollars from oligarchs in Europe and Asia. And a Russian oligarch sent $3.5 million to a shell company associated with Biden and Archer back in 2014. in a Russian oligarch placed Archer and Biden on the Burisma board of directors and agreed to pay them $1 million each year, right? Because of all Hunter's experience? No. Because,
he's pretty experienced in
because Hunter Biden can put Joe Biden on the phone with a person at Burisma or with the president of Ukraine. Oh, hey, Pop. Hey, my Pop's here on the speakerphone. Now, we're just talking business, but, don't speak business directly at Joe, but just tell us what you'd like to have happen. Oh, you want a prosecutor fired? Oh, geez, that's real tough luck. Hey, Pop, what do you think about that? What do you think about this prosecutor? Oh, he does sound like a bad guy. Ooh, we better change U.S. policy. Okay. But no, it's not corruption. It's just pain.
It's not. No, fuck Trump.
For phone
Trump's
calls
fault.
and favors.
It's Trump.
All
Trump's
right.
the one that done it because the Russians and Trump are like, colluding.
Let's see. We got Jamie Raskin. You know him. He's the guy that wears a bandana on the Congress floor. Raskin says Hunter was not. Hunter was trying to. Yes. Hunter Biden was trying to divert government money to accounts of family members, but that didn't involve Joe. It was just all the other Bidens. So Jamie Raskin is out there trying to pretend like Joe Biden is not deeply involved and entrenched in this entire affair. No, this is just Hunter Biden trying to get money from the government into his family pockets. So on Monday's broadcast of News Nation, Cuomo, which is a show that probably nobody watches, Representative Jamie Raskin stated that Hunter Biden was obviously trying to divert different kinds of money into bank accounts in the names of the family, but none of that involves President Joe Biden, and the president has never been accused meaningfully of any corruption in his life. And I don't think it has started now. We are literally accusing Joe Biden of corruption every day.
I'm glad
meaningfully.
Meaningfully. Thank you for adding
meaningfully. Qualify your statements, guys. Yeah. Now I will say this, and I'm a strong advocate. Now I don't believe that people should lie, but I believe everybody should have the right to lie, including Jamie Raskin. So he has totally got the right to lie, and the rest of us have the right to assume that everybody else is a liar. It's better. It is good. It is good for society if you are honest and forthright and tell the truth. But it's not required, and you should not assume that people are telling the truth. And I think Jamie Raskin is knowingly lying here.
You think so, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. All right, here's another one. We got Joe Biden, who's currently asking for another Ukraine aid package north of $10 billion. So, we just got to win this war. Do you think we're actually at war? I don't think we're at war. I think we have an enormous money laundering operation.
I think it's a little bit of both. You don't. Okay.
Have you seen the videos of people just hanging out in Kyiv?
I'm going to say this again because people didn't pay attention in history class.
Yeah.
During World War II, kids, when did the United States enter World War II? Here's your trivia question for today, JJ. I'm gonna move this to a side for just a second.
Yeah.
The trivia question for today is: when did the U.S. enter World War II? When was it? Everybody should know. When was it? So
the story is
right
that Hawaii was attacked by Japan, and that brought us into World War II.
Right. That's wrong.
Right. I don't think that's correct.
Officially what was said. And that's officially what is taught. So that is officially what is told to you. But if you just scrape the freaking wax off the surface and actually look down deep into the core of the apple, you will see that the United States was not trying to break any Geneva Convention law or any kind of international, wartime laws or anything. But we basically were like, you're fighting with you. And we got shit for sale. Okay.
Yeah, you need some guns.
Y'all both need guns, but here's the kicker. Here's what we were doing. We're like, Germany, we just don't got any left.
We can't really.
We're making shit for our people. We ain't got anything. Hey, England,
we've already pre-sold our stock.
I'll give these to you on a layaway plan, and you just pay us whenever. That's what we were doing.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that doesn't
would
sound
that
exactly
constitute us?
like
Would
happening right now.
that constitute us being in the war? Were we in the war? Because I'm not. That's exactly what we were doing.
Right.
So we were in the war
That's true.
already in World War
No,
II
you're right.
before we got bombed.
Absolutely.
And we were doing other shit to Japan too. What they
Well,
don't
okay,
tell
hold
you
on.
as well is the reason Japan just didn't go, spin the wheel and let's fuck with the U.S. No, the U.S. was screwing the hell out of Japan over there, or not really screwing the hell. Japan was invading all these islands and stuff,
Yeah.
and we were in conflict with Japan down there already before this happened. They don't teach you that, and they don't teach any of that shit in school.
Japan burned all of Korea. There's some animosities that still kind of exist.
Yeah, that are still there today.
Yeah. So I accept your premise that we entered World War II by selling arms to Europe. But does that mean that we're involved in every war as being at war? Because we sell arms to everybody.
Moral questions, philosophical questions.
I don't
now,
know.
JJ, are we or do we want to say that
does
we're
that count as
not
war?
To make us morally feel better about ourselves so that we can sleep better at night? Huh? Do you want to tell? We're not at war. We don't do that. We just sell all these weapons to these people, these warlords over in Africa that go and murder children and tribes and stuff. But we're not at war. We're not at war. So that I can go to sleep tonight and sleep
technically.
soundly.
When's the last time we were technically at war? You know, the Constitution says
children.
that Constitution says that Congress, not the president, has the power to declare war. When's the last time we were at war? At war formally. When's the last time that our government abided by the Constitution?
Have we went out of war since 2001 or whenever it was?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so Biden's asking Congress for another $10 billion for Ukraine, and here's Zelensky just being like, "Will you please hurry up and write the check?
Sign the check, you asshole.
I'm gonna give you your kickback. Don't worry." All right. So let's see. Oh, Russia collusion, right? Russia collusion. We talking about Russia earlier. Russia paid Joe Biden bunch of money while he was vice president for, not bribery, just access and favors. A disgraced former FBI agent who was involved in the Trump probe. You remember the Trump probe into Russian collusion. Russia. Yeah, Russia.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Didn't they impeach him? Didn't they impeach him because of Russia collusion? And the Steele dossier that turned out to be total bullshit. None of it's real. Russian it's all fake. It's all a hoax. You've been lied to. Yeah, Russian hackers. Well, turns out the FBI agent involved in the probe has pled guilty to Russian collusion.
Being in collusion with Russia! Imagine that!
This asshole took money from a Russian oligarch. A disgraced former
You can't script write this shit. I swear to God, you couldn't script write this. This is great.
These fucking people. Disgraced former senior FBI agent involved in the agency's investigation into the 2016 Trump campaign based on a phony allegations of collusion with Russia is expected to plead guilty to illegally working for a sanctioned oligarch when his case is heard next week. A Manhattan federal court filing outlines. Charles McGonigal, the former head of counterintelligence for the FBI's New York field office. I mean, head of counterintelligence. If you're Russia and you're like, I could get the head of FBI counterintelligence on the payroll, what a good deal for them. Head of counterintelligence is scheduled for a plea proceeding August 15th, according to the judge's order. The 54-year-old is accused by prosecutors of working for sanctioned Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska, and the change in the plea is related to criminal charges of evading U.S. sanctions and money laundering. McGonigal is one of the highest-ranking FBI officials ever criminally charged, served as a top agency counterintelligence official in New York during the Russia probe of former President Donald Trump. Corrupt as can fucking be.
I wonder if he had any influence over that probe.
Oh, gee. Yeah, I wonder. No clue here.
Yeah, but we're wrong. We're the wrong ones.
But
Trump is the ones that's wrong and crazy and
Trump scary, Trump bad.
Yeah, we're from people.
Hey, man, we just got the hits don't stop coming. Do you remember after Trump lost the presidency, Joe Biden was elected president, and Trump had a plan. Hold on. Trump had a plan to exit Afghanistan.
That's hilarious.
We were after 20 years of endless wars in Afghanistan. Trump had a plan to exit Afghanistan, but Biden didn't like that plan, and he changed his schedule. And as a result, we kind of had to run out with our tail between our legs, killing a bunch of people on the way out and suffering some suicide bombings and people falling off airplanes, stuff like that. Exiting Afghanistan, losing Afghanistan to the Taliban, who currently reign in Afghanistan,
who since have seized all the shit that we left, including multitudes of weapons and helicopters and vehicles and all kinds of stuff over there. And there has been a couple of $1 billion
worth of hardware.
Yeah, and there has been a couple of really hilarious videos of the Taliban crashing and dying on helicopters that has been hilarious to watch.
Hang on, you're gonna break a few eggs, right?
Yeah, whatever.
They do have like one of the largest Humvee and helicopter armies in the world
now.
Thanks
to us. So do you think that was on purpose, or do you think that was
well, I don't know, but I do know this. Since we have left, it's now been a year or two since we have left Afghanistan.
Wasn't that fucking like 5 years ago or some shit?
I guess it was 2020, 2021. It must have been 2021. Must have been 2021.
It has been a couple of years. Gosh, it seems like it's been forever ago.
Right.
God.
Yeah. So I bet you're wondering, Afghanistan, now ruled by the Taliban, women got to wear the hijab and all of that shit. Can't go to school. You can get just beaten or killed. I wonder who and how the Taliban Afghanistan fund their country. I wonder how they are doing now. Well, it turns out they've got a sponsor. There's some people in the world that are keeping Nike? Afghanistan afloat. Yeah. No, it's not Nike. That would be the United States of America. We lost Afghanistan. We lost Afghanistan. We went there for 20 years. We killed a bunch of terrorists and then a bunch of other people. And then we got run out by people with sticks. And now we pay them because we lost. The United States is the single largest donor to the UN Afghan aid since the Taliban took over, a watchdog says. The U.S. government has appropriated more than $2.35 billion during fiscal year 2022 and 2023 for Afghanistan reconstruction.
Once again, Democrats, did you hear what JJ just said? If you voted Democrat, you need to hear what JJ just said one more time.
I'm not saying vote Republican, by the way. I'm just saying don't vote Democrat.
The only reason you know this is because a Republican had to go against the grain and tell you this.
Yeah, right. Because the Republicans are in on it too.
Because everybody's crooked.
Both sides.
Crooked. But there's some good people on both sides.
All right, so that's the international news and politics, but we have a couple more stories. Guys, I'm sorry. It's just we had a lot of news. I'm sure that you guys recall that it was in the news that some white powder was found in the White House, and nobody could figure out how it got there.
Ajax, the cleaning lady, was trying to scrub some porcelain stains off the sink.
They tested it, though. It turned out to be cocaine. We have no idea how cocaine got into the White House. We can't find the security tapes. We can't find the logs to get in the building.
This is the White House. It's not like this is the most important building in the United States. So they don't have any cameras in any of the rooms or any of the hallways or anywhere in the White House. So you need to realize that before you're like, why didn't they look at the camera? There are no cameras in the White House.
Let's check this story out. And we may have some additional interest here. Okay. A bag of cocaine found in the West Wing last month reportedly may have belonged to someone in the Biden family orbit.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It wasn't a janitor. It wasn't a Secret Service agent. It wasn't a tourist. It was maybe somebody in the Biden family orbit.
JJ, which Biden family member do they think that it was?
I don't know, but the president, allegedly, President Biden, knows who it is because they're in his orbit. And I guess he's just like, why is all this white powder just floating around me all the time?
Goodness. I am legitimately shocked.
So, are you? The Soldier of Fortune publisher Susan Katz Keating made this shocking claim, citing 3 security sources in a report published Saturday, even texting a number linked to President Biden in a bid to sniff out the culprit. The New York Post has not been able to independently confirm the Soldier of Fortune report, and the Secret Service has vehemently denied it. The Secret Service says, "Oh, no.
Well, the Secret Service really don't usually have their eyes and ears on things that are going on around the president's house.
You look over there, like looking for dangerous stuff, not right behind you where the guy you're protecting has got coke in his pocket. You don't look that way." According to Keating, while the Secret Service publicly announced that July 13th that they had closed the investigation without identifying a suspect due to lack of physical evidence, authorities were able to follow enough clues to come up with a name and were confident enough in their detective work to inform the commander-in-chief. So if you want to know who it was, you better ask Joe Biden because he knows who it is.
This is, this is the downfall. Have you ever read The Fall of Rome? Look, 30 years ago, our great leader, let me put that in quotation marks, our great leader 30 years ago said, I can't do a good Clinton impersonation anymore. I didn't inhale.
I did not have sex. Yeah.
No, I didn't inhale. Wasn't that Clinton? Was it Clinton that didn't inhale?
Yeah.
He smoked marijuana, but he didn't inhale because, by God, I got to get elected. I didn't inhale. Oh, they busted me. Yeah, I got caught with a joint, but I didn't inhale it. I did, which is a fucking bullshit. And everybody that's ever smoked marijuana is like, liar. Everybody that's ever smoked marijuana is like, he was lying. Okay. So it was 30 years ago that we had to lie about smoking a joint. And then we finally, we advanced some years and Obama was like, yeah, I puffed on some weed. No big deal. Right. And now we're like sniffing coke off hookers' asses in the middle of the White House. Right. And nobody even cares.
Now, Hunter is a recovering addict. And the article does state that Hunter was not the culprit. So it's somebody in the family orbit that is not Hunter, is Look, what the article says.
The old saying is, you can piss on my head, but don't tell me it's rain.
I mean, maybe it's Joe's coke. I don't know.
No, we can all look at Joe Biden and say, no, he doesn't take cocaine.
Ain't enough coke. No, one bag ain't enough.
No. But just by the way that he acts, no, he doesn't take cocaine or amphetamines or anything like that. No.
All right. Not. Thanks, Hunter. You can leave, sir. Bye, Hunter. Bye-bye. Okay. Here's I'm sure you heard about Dianne Feinstein, 90 years old. She fell and went to the hospital, but she's okay.
They put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's good because we need her to be making laws and throughout the country.
I think one of the marionette strings got busted. They had to tie that back on there so that she could vote aye. All right.
Great.
Okay, I think that's our political stories this morning. We got a couple of law stories, most important of which is, if you live in Portland, get the fuck out of Portland. Andy No had a civil trial.
Wow. Did you see this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. I follow Andy. Andy's a good reporter. He is constantly publishing mugshots of Antifa. And those people are fucked up. Look, they look literally like comic book villains. They got distorted heads and all kinds of stuff.
And they are comic book villains, considering that they have infiltrated the justice system,
top to bottom.
Top to bottom. I mean, what should? Okay, you explain the story, and then I'll tell you.
Let me tell you what happened. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Andy No is a
his name is how do you NG?
NG is pronounced as an N. It's no.
NGO.
Yeah, I know. He's a reporter. He largely focuses on Antifa and these kind of like people that wear black clad and go around and burn shit down. Anti-fascist, burn your shit down. These guys, Andy No is a journalist, and they hate his guts because he films them, or I got photos of them doing stuff, has exposed them for what they are. And anytime they think it's Andy, basically they will try to kill him. Back in, I guess it was 2020. No, it must have been maybe earlier, maybe in 2019. They attacked Andy, and on more than one occasion. One time they beat him mercilessly, and another time they chased him into a hotel, and he was literally in fear for his life. So they've tried to dox him. Anytime he shows up physically, they send little messages to each other to get some Antifa cell to go after him. So Antifa sued in a civil case the Rose City Antifa organization and its affiliated members for attacking him, for violence. And they had people identified. They had people admit that he was beaten. They admit that they were there, and basically had everything you needed for this case to be
open and shut.
The Antifa guys are guilty.
Yep.
Unless
the judge is an Antifa member.
Well, the defense lawyer. So here's what happens. The defense lawyer in the closing presentation, speaking to the jury, says, "Hey, being anti-fascist isn't bad. After this trial is over, I'm going to get a T-shirt that says I am Antifa, and I'm going to remember all of your faces." So, jury intimidation. The jury members are like, "I don't want my fucking house burned down," and the judge is like, "I don't want my house burned down." So Andy No lost the case. Isn't that amazing? Even when you had people admit the truth, and when you have hard evidence, when you have corroboration, but when you have a jury that's cowardly and you have a town that's controlled by psychopaths, then you better get out of that town. So if you live in Portland, if you still live in Portland after this and you're like, "Gosh, I hope it doesn't happen to me," you dumb fuck.
You're just
it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
It's lost. So anyway, there's Andy No.
Ashley sent me that story last night. I was fixing to go to bed, and I was reading it.
I wasn't sure if you followed Andy.
Me.
And this is crazy. The defense attorney told the jurors she literally, quote, "will remember each one of their faces."
Uh-huh. Yeah. How is that not jury intimidation?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
That should have been the judge should have thrown the trial right then. That lawyer probably needs to have the bar
judge's coward
looking at his credentials.
I think they said the lawyer was going to retire. Yeah. After announcing her retirement and that this would be the last trial, the defense attorney Burroughs. So she said, "I'm going to retire. And I'm going to get an Antifa T-shirt, and I'm going to remember your faces." So basically, she said you can't do anything to her. So
once again, I would like to say that I've said, if you haven't read The Fall of Rome, it's a really interesting book. And you might be like, "Oh wow, that's happening right now, and that happened 5 years ago." You might actually see some similarities.
There's no getting out of this
in the United States.
So here's another legal story that I came across. Okay. The court sides with the city against a fire chief for attending a church conference. Oh, he was the fire chief. They told him, "Hey, you need to go to a leadership conference." And he presented like a schedule and said, "Okay, I'm going to go to this one. There's a leadership conference at this church. It has secular and non-secular leadership speakers or whatever." And the court ruled he complied with his instruction, but because he went to a leadership course at a church, he's fired. Hiddle's team is deciding whether to seek an appeal in full en banc. Okay, so basically this was the
A lot of
three-panel.
A lot of churches have event centers and centers that
Yeah,
people
community
use
stuff.
for community centers that communities use for things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a church event to be used at the church center, especially in smaller towns like that. We don't have an event center. If there's a lot of churches
Right.
that, hey, we're having our family reunion. We used to have our Christmas dinner at one of the church event centers, so you can rent them out.
The church has facilities, and during the week they're not using them.
Yeah, they make a little money that way. So it doesn't have to be affiliated with the church. And I don't know if that's what this is. I'm just making that point out.
Well, Ron Hiddle is making the case that he was terminated for explicitly attending a conference at a religious institution facility, not a religious conference, a conference in the building owned by a church. And the three-panel judge of the Ninth Circuit ruled that he had failed to prove religious discrimination when he was fired. And so Hilton, anyway, so look, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but it sure looks like dude did what he was told and got fired for going to a church.
Yeah.
I think there's a quote in here that says, let's see, I saw a quote in here. Yeah, the city opened an investigation into Hiddle, alleging he had created a Christian coalition within the fire department, spending time outside work with other Christian firefighters and attending the summit, albeit with free tickets. So he didn't pay for the tickets, but he drove a city vehicle there with other members of his department while on city time. So the city asked
him to do. That they asked him to attend.
Yeah.
This is going to be thrown out. This is the silliness. This is an atheist that has gotten some power, and he lost it?
He lost it. He lost the case.
Oh, the
court ruled against him.
What was the verdict against him? I must have missed that.
The city fired him for religious discrimination.
I got all that.
He brought a case against the city and said, they fired me for religious discrimination. The court said, you didn't prove it. You didn't prove it. So
that's his fault. He didn't do a good enough job proving it, but good God Almighty, that looks like that'd have been pretty easy to prove. Yeah, it seems pretty obvious that it was religious discrimination.
So if you live in the city of, where is this? I don't know what city this is.
Small town, USA.
Yes.
That's small town, USA.
I don't know.
That happens
I don't know what city it was. Anyway.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Don't hang out with other Christians. If you're a Christian, you better hide. Hide it. All right. We got one more judge story, and this one's important to me, Deke. This one's important to me.
Okay.
Back during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Governor Abbott tried to keep Texas as free as possible, and initially we actually believed what we were told, and I know
there's our yin and yang again, because our King Andy basically told us, get in your closet and stay there for months.
Yeah.
Don't come out, you bastards.
Yeah. After like the first week, I was like, I stayed home, and after the first week, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm going back to work. I'm not afraid of this. So
I had a piece of paper in my car that they printed up for me that said that I was an essential.
Yeah. Everybody's essential. Everybody is essential. So Governor Abbott tried to keep the state as free as possible and did not impose mandatory lockdowns or things like that. There was recommendations or whatever. But in the city of Houston, which is in Harris County, Judge Lena Hidalgo and the Houston city leadership tried to lock people down, tried to keep people in their house, tried to force people to wear masks, tried to restrict movement and travel. So Judge Lena Hidalgo, who is as a county judge, is an elected figure. She's a Democrat. As an elected figure, she's not accountable to, say, the governor. She's accountable to the people that elect her. And she was fighting the governor and trying to enforce restrictions when the governor said, you can't. You are not allowed to. Public servants are not allowed to restrict the travel of free citizens. Well, turns out that Lena Hidalgo has announced a temporary leave as she is checked into inpatient care for clinical depression.
Oh no.
Oh no, I know. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo announced on Monday that she checked herself into inpatient care at an out-of-state facility for depression, prompting a temporary leave of office. And she hopes to return to work by early September, and added it's important for her personally and professionally to confront this issue swiftly. To which I say, look, I hope that you get better. Depression is a mental illness. Harris County has a mentally ill judge. So I hope that when you guys return to the ballot box, you choose not to elect someone who's got mental illness. But Jason, but JJ, you can't just say that people who are depressed have mental illness.
No, that is.
No, it's a mental disorder.
It is a mental disorder. As someone that has, yes, I will. It's not.
Your judgment is compromised when you're depressed.
Your judgment is absolutely compromised.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
That's people that. That's people that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not bagging on you if you're depressed. I want you to get treatment. Please get treatment.
Right. You're not
don't be a judge.
Sometimes people don't like to hear the truth. I banged my head really badly once at a radio station remote, and it almost knocked me completely out.
Really?
I had a concussion. They had to take me to the hospital, and it almost completely knocked me out. And I was wanting to go to sleep the whole time. They were having to tap on my face and keep me awake and whatnot. And so technically I have a brain injury,
Right.
So, I mean, technically I have a brain injury because I had an injury that happened to my brain,
That's a fact. That's a fact of history. That happens.
Yeah, that's just a fact. So when you say that,
it's not something you should feel guilty about. It's not something you should feel bad about.
Yeah.
It's just something you should acknowledge.
Yeah,
I once had a cinder block crack on my head. I had a cinder block fall on my head, and the cinder block broke. Okay.
I'm not even surprised by that.
So I'm just saying, I'm not saying I should be the judge. I'm saying that Lena Hidalgo, who has a mental disorder, should not be the judge. She ought to step down.
How old were you when that fell on your head?
I was like 11. I'm sure I shook it off.
That answers so many questions that I've had about you, though. I'm like, that's why he does that.
Yeah,
that's all right.
It's true.
My crib was lined in lead-based paint, and I used to like to gnaw on the crib all the time.
A little lead never killed anybody. It's in your pencils, right?
Hurt anybody.
That's not lead. That's just carbon.
I don't have any.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Wrong
it's not. This is not medical information. Okay. Hey. I didn't put this in the story notes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kellogg's and Best Buy.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like a fun topic.
Did you read about the Best Buy thing? I didn't put it in the show notes. You don't know about the Best Buy thing?
No.
You want to talk about Kellogg's here for a second, and I'll pull the Best Buy thing up because these are related stories. Let me see. It's on Twitter.
No, because I didn't look at the story.
And that's fine. Here we go. Let's do Kellogg's. So Kellogg's is a woke workplace. I'm sorry. Let me restart. Kellogg's possessive. Kellogg's woke workplace diversity programs are illegal, a group claims. I'm gonna pause you, Roseanne. Here you go. Roseanne's got up in this too. A conservative legal group on Wednesday urged a U.S. anti-discrimination agency to investigate Kellogg Company over workplace diversity policies that it says are unlawful, and it accused the cereal maker of sexualizing its products. So this is an accusation by America First. This is the second complaint they filed this week against by America First Legal, a nonprofit run by Stephen Miller, who was a former advisor to President Donald Trump. American First, in a letter, claims that Kellogg's hiring, training, and promotion practices are designed to achieve a balance based on race and sex that violates federal law.
Well, that's the same generic freaking lines that we get everywhere. What's the deal?
Okay. Management has discarded the company's long-held family marketing and to see sexualized products. Where is the claim?
Why am I supposed to be mad at Kellogg?
It wants to have.
I wouldn't go very much further than that picture, because there's the news articles down below have some nasty pictures that YouTube will be like, you're going to get flagged. I'm not joking.
Reed Rubenstein says the Kellogg's employment practices are unlawful based on equity, which is a euphemism for racial discrimination. So this particular case is kind of difficult to parse, but basically they're saying Kellogg's is saying that they want to have a quota, a 25% of their management level be underrepresented, based essentially hiring people based on their ethnicity or their skin color or what have you, which essentially means if you're white, you are not going to get promoted to a management. Okay, so that's the big basic claim.
Surprise.
Okay, let me pull my tweet up from yesterday, because this is a little bit clearer case. Let me go to my tweets, because I saw this yesterday, but I didn't forward it to you. I was driving. Here we go.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. This is
boring as hell.
I know. Okay, so here's a more sensational example from O'Keefe Media Group. You may recall James O'Keefe, formerly of Veritas, started OMG to out these companies. A citizen journalist has revealed Best Buy is partnering with McKinsey & Company in a management training program, and the program is not open to white applicants. Candidates must meet the racial requirements below. In order to be a manager at Best Buy, let me see if I can zoom in on this. Come on, let's zoom. Here we go. Candidates for these programs must meet the requirements below. Currently working in an exempt salaried role, have worked in more than 1 year at a role at Best Buy, identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. So in order to qualify to be in management at Best Buy, to even go into the training program, you must be not white, able to commit to the following, whatever. So they put a racial requirement into their management training program. And on the application submission, you must answer which of these you select all the following requirements that you meet: Best Buy employee with exempt status and 1+ year tenure, and you identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. If you do not check,
I could identify as one of those.
Yeah, if you don't check those boxes, you can't submit the form.
It doesn't mean that that's my birth race, but I can identify as one of those, right?
I think we're allowed to now.
That's what that chick did up in Washington, didn't she, or whatnot? The chick that was always saying that she was Black, and then her mom got out and was like, "Bitch, you white."
I think I'm going to say,
well, what's her name? What's her name says that she's a Cherokee. Who was that? What's her name?
Yeah, Senator. Oh, geez. Pocahontas. Senator Pocahontas. Can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. Warren. Senator Warren. Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. So Best Buy wants your business unless you're white. If you're white, they do not want your business. So
Best Buy is overrated anyway. And Best Buy was cool back 20 years ago, before the internet got to what it was.
Yeah.
And so now I can get all the same shit that I buy in Best Buy. I can get it on the internet for a lot cheaper, and I don't have to deal with a moody freaking asshole worker that's asking me 17 times if they can help me.
Hypothetical question, Deacon. You have to go. You have to choose. You have to buy something. You only have two choices. Option one is Best Buy, but you have to go in, and then they have to berate you because you're white before you can make your purchase. Option two is you have to order from Temu, and your transaction history and your financial information goes to China.
Temu.
Really? Trust China more than Best Buy?
Yeah.
Okay. They both hate you. All right.
I'm okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about this emotional awareness of GBT?
China doesn't tell me to my face that they hate me, so
China's pretending that they like with that. They're like, "Oh yes, you're gonna like this. It's very cheap and best products is most affordable. You're gonna love it." Transaction complete. These dumb motherfuckers.
That's cool. Whatever. I'm gone.
All right. Did you read the Chat GPT emotional awareness story?
I've got that one.
Yeah, you
ready
do that
to
one.
Go. Yeah. All right. So I figured you would like this one, JJ. This. What happened? Did I put up the wrong story?
Oh man, we are
What happened?
inceptioned. I don't know.
We are inceptioned. I put up the wrong story. I've always put up Rumble instead of the what I'm looking at. All right, here's our Chat GPT story. Recently, the Chat GPT was subject to this test. The psychologist put it through the levels of emotional awareness scales test.
Yeah.
All right. So the the researchers evaluated ChatGPT's responses using the same criteria as human responses and compared the results with previous studies conducted in the French population of people aged 17 to 84. Okay, the first in January of this year. The ChatGPT achieved an overall score of 85 on its emotional awareness scale compared to 56 for men and 59 for women. And the second test in February of this year, ChatGPT scored a 98. The maximum score is 100. In both cases, the team used only the free version of ChatGPT, which runs on the 3.5 instead of the 4 that you can buy. So the team writes that ChatGPT demonstrated in the test that it can successfully identify and describe emotions from behavioral representations in a fictional scenario. All right.
Oh, wow.
It can successfully identify and describe emotions from behavioral representations in a fictional scenario. That's pretty big, dude.
I don't know.
In addition, they say it can reflect and abstract emotional states in a deep and multidimensional integrative way.
Really? I keep thinking,
So
I'm sitting over here thinking that I would fail this test, I think.
Do you think this is all? I think I would too. Do you think this is all programming, or do you think this is actually the fact that the AI has access to all this information at an instant where we don't?
Right. I'm
and
thinking
it can evaluate its responses in an instant where my mind, you've seen me, I changed my mind mid-sentence sometimes on this show, you know?
I think this is a computer-driven test of emotions being answered by a computer.
Aced.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it got the answers right. just absolutely gobsmacked. Maybe the test isn't that good. I don't know.
Well, why don't you take it?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
And you're afraid you're going to score really low.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not afraid. I'm certain. I would go through the test. I'd be halfway through. I'd be like, I just don't care.
I don't want a lead test. I want
an emotional test. How do I test my emotions? Do I have emotions? My wife says, I sometimes I'm like, I feel bad, honey. And she literally says, are you hungry or tired? She only acknowledges that I have two emotions, hungry and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, once again, I'm the complete yang to that. You've made a special overlay just for me.
we haven't got to use it enough, but
I've been trying to watch
very early on in the show. Now, I think part of that was because you were getting up early, you weren't sleeping well, and your medication was bad. But we would talk, and you would get so mad about these stories, and I was like, I don't want you to be mad, but it's great for our views. and that is me being emotionally insensitive, and I'm sorry. I recognize it. Hey, maybe I passed the test.
Narcissistic.
Yes, I know. Sorry, folks.
You've got just
I've got flaws. Everybody's got flaws.
I do too. I've got a million.
You know who's got a lot of flaws? This lady at McDonald's. Did you see this video yet?
No.
You're gonna love this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not watching the show, if you're just listening, if you're watching, it's time to tune in, pay attention, because you're gonna love this. This is from ALX on Twitter. Here we go. This lady right here. I know it looks like a mask.
This ain't. No, this looks like this is a mask.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
My baby asked for no pickles, and there's pickles on here.
I apologize, ma'am. You want a remake on your burger, ma'am?
No, I want my money back. I don't want no remake on my burger. I want my money back. And why is these fries? These fries is cold.
You want your money
Oh
back?
my gosh, these fucking fries is cold.
You sure?
That's crazy.
Beep.
I do not
apologize,
believe.
ma'am. You want your money
that
back?
And
that's
I
a
want my
real
refund, and then I want a
for
large
real-
fry, and I want it hot. You don't
That's
have
a
to steal
fat
me, man. I'm
suit.
talking to him. That's
And
the
that
manager,
is-
so you can go back there and finish flipping and doing whatever
mean-
the fuck you was doing.
That's a woman. It's a woman.
she's
but
clowning.
She's got.
Yeah, it totally looks fake.
I'm
not even sure that's a woman. Look at the
used to
size
love
of the hand.
Rick Baker back in the day. Before computers, before Jurassic Park, Rick Baker was the man. All right. He did all the movie special effects. Look
Yeah.
up Rick Baker.
Oh, yeah, Rick
special
Baker, for
effects, and
sure,
you'll be like,
100%.
oh my God. This straight up looks like
Look,
I'm sorry. This looks like when Eddie Murphy
I will
changed
say,
his color.
I
and
agree
walked
with you.
around.
This does not look like an authentic human. But if you were
No.
going to dress up as a woman, why would this be the way you would go? This would not be your.
You're completely hiding your identity. This could very well be somebody that is very recognizable either locally or a famous person.
Yeah.
And they're just wanting to be normal. Imagine Justin Timberlake trying to walk into a McDonald's and buy a cheeseburger. It's not going to happen. But if he puts on a fucking fake fat suit and
Yeah.
all this bullshit and walks around and
Yeah.
acts like an old man, he can get away with it. But he's got to put on a persona and a character. And that's what this person is doing. This is a complete caricature. But
Yeah, I
I
think
would
so.
have bought it if they wouldn't have did that with the fries. The
You think so?
That's
fries
the manager, so you can go back there and finish flipping and doing whatever the fuck you was doing.
Watch
and
this.
the
what is
boy
this? I
is
didn't
laughing. Look
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
boy's
yeah.
How
face.
much is that?
Boy's amused.
Yeah, he's like acting.
We asked for a 10-piece
See?
nugget.
You said a 50.
You said what? Oh my fucking gosh. Could you just, I just want to talk to the manager. I don't want to talk to you.
See,
Because he's allowed to record.
I mean,
I don't
there's.
give a fuck if you record. You can record and report it to anybody. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry.
What?
That's
That's,
you can't get me to believe this.
Not an authentic person. Not an authentic person.
A woman
and
would
that
not
boy's
do that.
laughing. You're right.
Look at the fat suit right there. That's not like real. No way. I do not believe that.
Do you think it's a man or a woman? I can't tell.
I think it's a woman.
You think it's a woman?
If it's either a woman or a very high pitched voiced man.
I mean, I don't know how you. That's a very high pitch voice.
but I think it's a woman. I think
know.
it is a black woman. But I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's.
yeah.
I think she's got on. You could even look right there.
Yeah.
It looks like she's got on the
I
prosthetic.
mean, yeah,
right there.
that it almost looks kind of yellow
And a
orange
wig.
as it compared to her
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
his skin.
She's got on, and compared to her and her, she's got
And
on.
then-
She's definitely got on a wig.
And then this right here where you can see the neck. It's like
You can see
the
her
neck
neck.
is like a tube, you know. Where I don't know why the video stopped working. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of funny. Anyway, that's from
Yeah, I
ALX.
saw that video yesterday, but I didn't see all of it.
No,
'cause I
that's
was
from
just like,
Daily
oh, well,
Loud.
that's
We follow Daily Loud and find out who they.
That's somebody trying to be humorous and trying to
readers
get.
added context. The creator of the video is a comedian. This is from his YouTube channel. All right, so it's a joke.
Oh,
I got
All
tricked
right.
on X.com. It's okay. It's still fun.
You do that sometimes.
I know. Hey, look, not perfect. Nobody's perfect. All right, we got anything else? I don't think so.
No.
We're out of time. Hey, in fact, we ran over just a little bit. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're gonna have Sinister Minister on, I believe. So we're gonna have our liars table. And you got anything else? You want to do jokes?
No.
wanna
Join
do-
our Discord server and give us some jokes. Yeah. Hey, did you know? I don't think you knew this about me, but did you know that I used to work at Twitter?
Oh, did you really? Wow.
Yeah. But now I'm an ex-employee.
All right.
Do you like that? I don't.
That's
work at
pretty
Twitter.
good. Yeah. Hey, do you know where penguins keep their money?
In a snowbank.
Oh my God, I hate you so much.